say, I'm like, that's taking a bit. Doesn't usually take that much, but I also do usually like pre-prime my scenes to pick up on shit, so we'll see. Hold on, let me have some coffee. Oh yeah, so I don't know how many people are aware, but number 7 died. So we're now on life 8, and life 8 is trying to get home. But the problem is I got a car. We went out of our way to get a car, get it running, and then I promptly smashed it into a few things, as I do. So I'm trying to get another car up and running for it, but I've got one. I've got one already. It's just that, like, I want to have a quick loot around my area before I keep going. And I don't know how smart that is. I kind of think I should probably just get back in the car and keep going. The other thing too is I actually don't know if I genuinely died of thirst. You know how we had a high thirst was number 7? I was talking in my YouTube comments and stuff in like the last couple of days, unrelated to Monday's stream, because obviously it's been a little while since I played Project Zomboid. But somebody mentioned that like I shouldn't go eating burnt food and stuff because it has a chance to poison you. And I like legit thought that burnt food was just like, oh, it can make you sick. And I've heard people say, oh, it can like kill you, but I didn't really understand how that's possible in the game. I thought it was like a joke. So we ate some like burnt chicken in passing in like some random backyard when she was starving. And then we died the next day. And I think what happened is I may have actually died from the burnt food, not actually the not actually the rest of the shit. I also think all of my food is currently in the boot, so I don't know if I can eat that. No, I can eat it from here. I'll try to give her some food and stuff because it's coming on to night time, so I wanted to sleep in her car, but I'll make sure she eats and crap. So how can burnt food kill you, Lamel? It's just silly. Well, that's what I thought too. I thought it was like a joke that people kept telling me. It's like, oh, you can die if you eat burnt food. Like, haha, like it's so bad, you know, that you just die. But apparently what it is it apparently has a chance to be like a poison type thing in it. Burning some foods do make toxic chemicals, but seem unrealistic for it to be the levels needed to kill it. Exactly. Like, I know that there's certain foods that have, like, carcinogens in it. When you burn them, you ingest the carcinogens and stuff, and it's... I'm not 100%... I have no science background with this shit, but from what I've heard, apparently it's how you, like, get extra cancers and stuff. So I think, like, stomach cancers and crap can form from, like, eating carcinogens of burnt food. But, like I said, I'm no medical person, so I don't know 100% what I'm on about with that. But in the game, I believe it's supposed to be that all burnt food has a percentage to be, what do you call it? Like a percentage to just be toxic or poisoned or something like that. So, yeah, when you eat it, there's a chance that you're just going to die from it. And it's really weird. So I didn't know that. I didn't know that was real in the game. I just thought it was genuinely a joke. So yeah, we may have actually died from eating fucking poisoned burnt food. Maybe. I was going to say carcinogens. My wife is a biologist, so she gets lectured in a good way. It's fascinating stuff now and then. Yeah, no, I remember I used to hear about it a lot because I used to pretty much only eat, like, meat. And, of course, I've been absolutely, like, ripped into about, like, cooking meat and stuff like that. Because I grew up with a family that cooked everything, like, well done. And, like, don't you get out your flashlight, love. Put that fucking thing away. Put it away. Unequip. I knew it when I accidentally pressed it. No. Unequip it. Turn it off. Put it back in your backpack. But yeah, no, because I used to mostly only eat, like, meat when I was younger. And I cooked a lot of things well done. When I moved out, I didn't know how to cook. And I used to just grill a lot of things. And grilling can often cause it to like have charred ends and stuff like that. And yeah, just about everybody I ever encountered back then was like wanted to lecture me about like the carcinogens, about the meat and the charcoal bits on it and stuff like that. But I didn't care. And yeah, it's just food. But I don't know. Supposedly, like you can eat like high enough amounts of it and stuff like that to get sick and shit. But like, I personally don't know how high amount that a human would have to ingest to become deathly sick from it. You know. I want to check out. I want to check out seat 1. Have we got any keys in here? No keys. Alright. Alright, and I didn't see any others. I'm just going to put what I found back in my car and then we'll go inside. I want to see if there's any food in here just before I keep driving. But yeah, my car here is like the silver one in the car park. So I might not keep the drink on me because I'll probably find food inside. It's hopeless, very uncomfortable. Alright. I mean, eating peanut can kill people. Yeah, it can. It just depends on, like, what the problem is for different people. Like, what's dangerous and crap. I don't know if that's gonna fit. It's tasty, I don't blame you, lol. Lol. So I can't eat meat. Because I can't eat a lot of meat, my immune system goes nuts. Yeah, so I was getting that with my Crohn's until recently. All of, like, the hospital management and stuff like that has been fixing my Crohn's up a little bit. I didn't know that there were so many zombies around the back there. But yeah, my Crohn's has been doing a bit better because of the last few years of managing it and stuff. But while my Crohn's was pissed off about it, I couldn't eat meat. Or the meats that I could eat were just like uncommon ones and stuff. Hey Ricky, welcome in. Hey, how's your day going? Pretty good. So far I just woke up and I've got a Friday stream for the first time in a month. So all's going good. Got a double Project Zomboid week. So yeah, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I think we talked about this before. Thought I had Crohn's for a while. Glad you're doing better. Getting better help now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did have a big talk about this too. And I know there's a couple of zombies around here too. Oh, that's a lot more than a couple. And I've got like clumsy traits, so they're going to hear me. Hold on, let me move back. This place might not be worth my time to go inside. I was gonna see if like one of them had a key. I'll let her come over here. If nobody else comes over, I'd like to just see if I can get fuel out of this Spiffo vehicle and fill up the other one. So we'll see. Alright, let me just have a quick check. I forgot to check how much fuel. I guess if it's not turned on, it's not going to tell me, is it? Yeah. I hear it just woke up now too. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't managed to get like a Friday stream in a bit, so this is kind of sort of nice, like kind of exciting almost. And the second time I got to play Project Zomboid week, but I am kind of like a tiny bit tired and a tiny bit out of it still. So we're getting there. I'm like sipping on some warm coffee and stuff just because like I literally had like a good deep sleep. You can check it at the front, like you open it, hold over the fuel tank. Yeah, no, I forgot about that. It's been, they better not be coming up and around because of the gunshot. So it's been like a hot minute since I played. Because I normally play this on Fridays. This is my first Friday stream in a month. I played this on Monday this week. Oh yeah, there's none. I played this on Monday with the view that I was tired of missing every Friday. And, yeah. I'm still getting the hang of it. Monday we lost person number 7, which kind of sucks. And then I got a car. I got a car sitting over here that I brought up. And I'm trying to get home. I haven't spent much time exploring, so I'm not entirely certain if the road I'm taking is the road home, but I'm hoping it is, and it was like terribly blocked, which is why the other car got a bit destroyed. There's also, yeah, I thought I marked it up, a fuel station here. There's a car that's got, wait, there's a car that's got fuel over there, doesn't it? And I can't get out of that one. All right, hold on. Well, take the car over. Oh my god, it makes beepy noises. Okay, that's... Okay, quick question, people. Does a beepy reverse car... Does that, like, tell all the zombies to, like, pay attention to the car in the same way the horn does? Let me know with that one. Now, I think it's... I saved this one over here because it looked interesting. But one of these have got fuel in it, I think. Ah, that's good to know. Alright. I'm surprised I didn't fight you guys before. But I guess because I didn't have a car yet, I wasn't willing to take on the group. They're good. Any keys? No. Alright, let's just get rid of you because I think you've separated from the big group. Also, the zombies have been doing some funny shit too. Like, I hit them and I'm not even near them and they just collapse. Okay, hold on. Let's go check this out. I'm pretty sure it has the same range as just moving the car if they're near. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, the cars do kind of attract them a little bit. You don't have fuel. So maybe I marked you up. What have you got in your boot? Hold on. I put a marker over here because there is a fuel station, but I put the marker over near this thing as if this is special. Now, I do have a tarp at home. I am supposed to be making water catchers, but guess what, people? I am back to not having that skill specifically, so yeah. We're getting so close to being able to hotwire cars and to be able to do carpentry for the first time. And then we died. Mostly, as I was saying before, I think I may have died from eating burnt food more so than dying of thirst. But yeah, I reckon I've got this marker in the wrong spot. So I marked up that car. I can't think that there's a car in the further back that's good. So let me remove this. Oh, do I not have... Oh, I've got an eraser in the boot. Hold on. Hold on. I must have put it away. I picked up like everything off me to get it off me. To try to keep her alive. Also, she's hungry again. Hold on. What is your things? Sleepyhead, clumsy, outdoorsy, and fit. I wonder if fit makes her hungrier. So we'll have the opposite problem. Okay. I don't think that she's going to survive that long. I had a lot of problems with the high thirst person, but we were managing it, surprisingly, considering we don't have a water source. What am I after? I'm after an eraser. But the high food is going to be actually a bigger problem because the whole reason why we ventured out from home is we were looking for an axe and food. And as you can see, I did not find a huge amount of food. I found some bits and pieces. Maybe it's in here. I'll chuck this in here for a second. I filled these up. Actually, it says it's got food in it, but not other stuff. I wonder if it's in my bags instead. I heard something about not eating meat as I joined just before the ads hit. So sorry about that. I'm curious if you don't mind. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about was the meat. There it is. The meat, if it's burnt, apparently kills you. Or are you talking about like the not being able to eat meat that I was talking about as well? Because we're kind of like talking about a few things. I switch topics so fucking fast sometimes, but it's totally okay to request to come back to something. Let's see, what other symbols we got? Yeah, I know it requires a pen or a paper, but mate, you're kind of blocking some symbols. I don't know my symbols that well. Oh my god, hold on. Close out of that, come back in. I don't have a pen or a paper. Hold on a second. Did I put my pen in here too? I may have. I don't think I did, but just in case I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. I must have put everything in there with the view that I was headed home, so I didn't care. But this is a petrol station, and I need to come back to that sometime. I can't get stuff out of there, and I think I looted everything inside, so there ain't nothing special here. She is getting hungry, but I'm thinking we might maybe be able to get home. Come on. Just get in the seat, love. We should be able to get home before then. So that could connect, and that side might. Glad I caught you live. Going mostly lurk though, if that's okay. Yeah, no, that's okay. Welcome in. I won't probably be able to pronounce your username, just because obviously it's not English and stuff. But yeah, welcome in. By all means, you're welcome to lurk and stuff. And I will be here for a couple of hours. I'm just thinking that might connect. I'm still going to drive up that road if there's not too zombie choked. Whoa, shit. Okay. Anywho, this thing can move. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's something. But yeah, if you were asking about like the meat thing earlier, as in like the not being able to eat meat, because I think that's what you were asking about, is so I have Crohn's disease, and for like basically a decade from 24 to like 34 or 26 to 36, I think it was like about that, somewhere in amongst that, I wasn't able to eat meat because it made me like violently ill, like not worth it kind of levels of like horribly ill and stuff. But prior to that, I pretty much only ate meat. So when I suddenly couldn't eat meat, it was a really big issue for me because I didn't know what food to make, because I didn't eat other shit. I was a very simple like food making person kind of thing. Was just like I'd buy like lamb or pork or something like that, and I'd just like oven grill up that, and then I'd eat that by itself with some sauce or something like that, and that was dinner and stuff. And like I'd have like, normally, you know, when you pretty much only eat meat, or when like meat is predominantly the choice food, when you go to like restaurants and stuff like that, like I never looked at the other stuff on the menu. I would look at the thing that I wanted to get, and then I would never look again at anything else on the menu. I would always just get that one thing, or one or two things. So when I suddenly wasn't able to eat meat, I very, very quickly noticed that in my area specifically, there's just no restaurants that made alternative food. Like the alternative food choices was like a side salad, right? As in, it would normally be a couple of lettuce leaves, slice it to a cucumber, and maybe a tiny chopped up tomato or something like that, and maybe a bit of shredded carrot. And that was the vegetarian option for most places around here. So yeah, that, and combined with the fact that like a lot of places kind of did a lot of cross handling of food, I'd get like cross contamination between like something that was prepared with similar, like the same utensils or the same like stove or fucking, I don't know, gloves and stuff like that. So I think there's a convenience store here. Hold on. If there's a convenience store, I want to stop here. There's a mart back there, but I don't know. But yeah, because of that, I would often, like, if I had gone to the effort of like eating out somewhere, I'd get sick anyway, so there was no point, even if it was a vegetarian only option. And yeah, so for like the last decade and stuff, I just didn't eat out. I was like, had to learn a whole new way of like making food and all sorts of stuff. And I'm not really one that really likes, you know, I'm not a really big fan of cooking. I'm kind of shit at it and I don't enjoy it, kind of thing. Like some people are shit at it, but they like it, so they're happy enough to do it. I don't like any of the process, so it was always kind of like a pain in the ass for me. I might have a quick read of that. The same pot, same knives and tongs. Yeah, same with like cooking pan. Like if somebody cooked, for instance, something in a pan before I cooked it, if it wasn't fully properly washed properly, I would also still get sick when I cooked my food in it. So things had to be like properly cleaned and shit too. Also, is it I'm terrible with names. Hold on. I'm trying to say hello to you. My brain's telling me it's like Archangel Dawn, but I don't think that that's what that word is. Can you please help me with your name? I'm terrible with saying stuff. But welcome in, and thank you for following. It looks like it's Archangel Dawn. But that could be just because I was playing Diablo yesterday and my brain's like everything's Archangel at the moment. So, yeah. So I love the rambling and switching subjects. Oh, yeah. I'm very much the same. Secondly, I'm sorry about the Crohn's. It's real unfortunate. It's fine. Look, you don't ever really get a choice in what you get, like, medical conditions wise and stuff for the most part in life. So the fact that I've managed to adapt to it, it's good. Monkey indeed, by the way, Rakatash. I'm guessing that there's like a verification issue there. Because usually when people redeem stuff like that, I assume that that's what's going on. And it's cool. It's alright. I think there's like a time limit on it as well. And we got some water. Sweet. But yeah, in recent year or two, I kind of been sort of struggling with the fact that I can eat stuff again.
Fatality.
Solaris. Solaris. That Goph is judging the fuck out of you, man. Everybody knows what you just did. I'm so used to screaming at Tyrantha for that. My brain just didn't let me say the sentence. Oh my god, that's what that button does. Anyway. I'm sorry, I'm butchering names everywhere. I'm not awake enough for this yet. Nostalgia. Yeah. No, I appreciate you guys enjoy the rambling, chopping and changing, because like, usually I'm having like several conversations at once. I'm just gonna have a bit more of my drink, hold on. I don't want to take like a heap of like soft drink with us, because it's like, it doesn't really help me. I will go silver. Hold on. Where am I? There I am. Silver. Sweet. Thank you, Jelly. I will have the mint candy because I like minty candy. I know how triggering that is for Jelly. What's it? So it's like saturated fats and stuff, worse than the inflammation, right? So if I don't think it's so much like that. Like, obviously eating like takeaway junk food type stuff doesn't make it better, but each person with Crohn's has kind of like a different sort of little list of like things that their body specifically reacts to. In my case, my biggest trigger is stress. So I might actually make her sleep in here, honestly. So for me, if I'm stressed, then foods are more likely to be triggering for me. For instance, I'm currently drinking a cup of coffee. So if I was in a state of like particular financial stress, because that's my biggest one, it's financial stress versus normal other stresses and stuff, is that I would have horrible reflux from this cup of coffee, and it would agitate the lining of my stomach. I'm just going to see if I can get it to sleep. I don't think there's a big enough area in here to sleep. But yeah, it would agitate like the lining of my stomach, and I would find like everything would move through me really quickly, kind of thing. Or I would experience like prolonged nausea and stuff. You can't actually sleep in here, can you? Or she's not willing to. I'm trying to find just a spot where she's willing to sleep. But yeah, the only spot that looks like it's big enough is like here. And I don't want to sleep in like the front area where zombies can see her. So I'm just going to get her back in the car for the night. But yeah, so like if I'm not particularly stressed, a cup of coffee doesn't really do anything beyond like normal coffee business. So I'm okay, kind of thing. But then like, this is why I'm not sure if like, for me, if it's, what do you call? I don't know if perhaps I'm just experiencing less stress and this is helping, or if it's a combination of less stress plus, proper like medical management and stuff. I don't know. But either way, because like a lot of like information and stuff is reduced and whatever, like I just find that when I am eating, it's not as painful. Because like my Crohn's would go through like times where it's just like, oh, you know, I would eat something and it's so horribly painful I just wouldn't want to eat and stuff, and I'd prefer not to eat than to eat because it was just more comfortable. But then, yeah, depending on like what I eat, like lamb for instance, like you know how I said before, like I'd eat lamb or pork or whatever. So I'd go from being able to eat any kind of level cooked lamb or pork to suddenly I couldn't possibly ingest it without like nausea, like immediate nausea on ingestion. Like it didn't matter if I was aware that like that was in my food or had been like used to handle my food or anything, like, you know, same tongs or something. I'd get nauseous. I would have obviously like all the gastro symptoms of like, you know, the vomiting and diarrhea and all that business, all the fun stuff. And I'd have like, basically it would kind of shred my intestines as it went. So, you know, I'd have some blood loss and all sorts of stuff from it, and extra damage and inflammation and all sorts of stuff to my guts. So good shit. But yeah, generally not worth it. I might take the extra bar of soap, honestly. Not to eat, but just to have. Name is whatever anyone wants it to be. Oh yeah, nice. Is it nostalgia? Lol. Minty candy tastes like eating toothpaste. What's your point, though? Like, that's not a bad thing. That's not a deal breaker in the candy world. At least not for me, it isn't. I didn't want to sort that then. I quite like minty candy. I just polished off like the last candy cane that I had just this week that I've had since before Christmas. And I'm like, hell yeah. I can't wait till next year. Candy canes specifically are like my favorite like lolly candy type stuff. I think this is all this place has, honestly. But we're bringing back a bit more food now because I was able to like loot 2 places. There is a back room. Hold on a second. I just realized there's a back room here. I can actually relate to that so hard. Life-threatening ulcers when I was in high school. To get stitches, lining and stuff. Still have scarring from that. It gives me bad reflux pain when I get stressed or eat more low levels of irritants like oils and gluten. Oils will do it. For absolute sure, oily stuff does it. Like the reflux and crap. But yeah, no, I've been through some life-saving procedures myself, and I don't know. I think I'm doing pretty freaking good so far at this point to be able to be, you know, my late 30s and be able to start eating stuff again. It was just really confusing though for me because like in my case when I started noticing, because I taste test stuff throughout the year just to see can I still eat it or can I still not eat it kind of thing, right? Because otherwise how would I know if I can ever eat it again, right? So I'd only have like the equivalent of a nibble of something because that's all I'd ever need to have. Thank you for the follow, Ricky, by the way. So I would have like a small nibble of something once a year or once every second year just to see if I could eat it or not. And like I would know within 5 minutes if it's good or bad. And then I'd know by like the next day if like how bad and stuff. And what I noticed was a couple of Christmases ago throughout, I think it was last year, from not last Christmas, but Christmas before that, and then throughout the year, I noticed that I wasn't getting as much of a reaction from the food that I was testing. And I'm like, what is this? Because like I should really be having like a full response to this. And things were just kind of not doing what they were doing before. And I'm like, okay. So I tried them again. I tried them like 6 months later because it was just odd. And like I spoke to like my doctor and stuff about it at the hospital. And yeah, it just seems like, you know, while the condition will never go away, Crohn's, right? It can go into remission. And so it can kind of go dormant, basically. It has like various levels of activity and stuff. So it could be like dormant, barely there, kind of like a low level to like all the way through to severe and critical, kind of like life-threatening type stuff. And I've been in life-threatening before. Oh shit, hold on. Oh, lucky. I've been in life-threatening before. I've been nearly dying from it before. But I haven't been in like low to none over a decade. So every time I'd go to eat something, I'd go to like put something in my mouth and I'd have like a physical response, like not wanting to put that in my mouth. Like my brain and my body would be actively trying to pull my hand away from me, being like, don't do that kind of thing, because I remember the pain. And then I'd try it and nothing would happen. I'd be like, what the fuck? So yeah, it was just a really confusing time to kind of adjust to again, being able to eat stuff. So like I immediately, as soon as I was able to eat certain things, I like pulled out my list of stuff that I wanted to have and like got started. Here's my other car, by the way. Here's my taxi. I want to know, I should be able to tow this home. Can I tow it home in reverse, or if I got to tow it home in forward? Let's find out, because I want to bring it home. I'm pretty sure it's got to be facing forwards, right? I don't know for sure. Let me get up here. No, I want it to... Let's move you forwards a tiny bit so I can get between there. I think it's going to be facing the right way, but I'm just going to find out. Nope, I could do it. Sweet. It's time to bring you home, because I haven't had a car that can move for a while. My taxi was my first car here. It's really nice. It's not the same, but yeah. Yeah. Or I should have kept good with the momentum. Fine, we are moving just a tiny bit. It's just going to take a bit. I'm surprised that this doesn't damage the car, you know? We're not that far away from home, so I don't really care if it like takes forever and a day. Pretty sure I can go back just a tiny bit and then get momentum. There we go. Tiny bit. I think it's because it's not lined up straight, but I'll tell you what, I did get it off the... I got it off the thingy. I have a stronger engine than the van, so it might make sense to tow a taxi. No, the taxi is like dead. I'll show you what I mean when I get it home. But it's like, it ain't gonna drive. Kind of dead. I just want to bring it home because I can practice my mechanic skills by bringing it home. So... Let me see where my... I'm sorry, I've got to remember how to fucking do shit with this, with reversing. Other way. There we go. I like that it beeps. Okay, there we go. A bit straighter. This will pull a bit better. The mint candy with chocolate is delicious, so it is pretty good. I do like biscuits that have got like mint and chocolate. But a lot of the time people put mint with dark chocolate, and I don't really like dark chocolate. I don't hate it, but it's not my go-to kind of thing. And there's a few biscuits that are kind of nice like